No doubts? Harsh?
So are you asking from the assignment?
Yes, anywhere? Okay, go ahead if you have doubt in assignment. That will be better we discuss. This is the right time. Okay, no doubts in assignment 2. So today we will discuss about the straight line mechanisms, and then this module should be finished by today. Okay, and we just started. Okay, then I'll also share with you tutorial 2. So mostly tutorial 2 we will not be able to solve immediately, like I will see if the time permits. Although I'll share the tutorial with you offline, and we can have one extra class kind of thing if required, just to discuss. Those have only doubts. Those don't have doubt need not to come. Okay, is it okay? Yeah.
Hi, yes, sir.
So I'll share the tutorial. Those have doubt, I'll give some extra 1 hour slot. I'll be there, and we can discuss. So tutorial is like I said, only submission marks will be there. Complete all the questions. Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to check whether you've copied or not. Even you definitely you can copy it, but you have to understand. I mean, you can ask me any doubts in tutorial. That is the difference between the quiz and the tutorial. In quiz, you can't ask, you can't copy. Similar way, I am expecting the same thing in the assignments also. You do the assignments by your own. While tutorial, yes, you can take my help. You can take, we can discuss and solve the problems. Okay, so I'll keep 1 hour where we will sit and we will. I'll be there, and those have doubts may come and discuss with me. Okay, so fine. Yeah. Before we start, let me ask some questions. Kunal Garg,
Yes, sir.
what is Oldham coupling?
Oldham coupling. Sir, it's an example of elliptical tremel. I think so.
Example.
Sorry.
Are you saying example?
Yes, sir. It works on the principle of elliptical tremel.
Sure. What exactly it works on?
Sir,
Hmm?
I don't remember, sir, exactly.
Hmm. Harsh, yes, it is similar to elliptic thermal, but what is it? What do we call it?
So like if there are two rotating shafts and their axes are not on the same
Hmm?
line, then we can use this mechanism to actually transfer the torque.
That is true, but it is an inversion, right? The word is inversion. It is an inversion of electric thermal. That is what
Yes, yes. Okay.
correct, right? Okay,
Uh,
correct, fine. Okay, let me just start the lecture where we will discuss about the killer mechanism today. Okay, so we have seen yesterday it's having degree of freedom 1. The condition here has to be that the AO link should be equals to, let me just switch on this. The link AO should be equals to OQ. The link length AB should be equals to AC, and the link length BP should be equal to PC equals to CQ equals to QB. Correct? If this condition is satisfied and this OQ, when it rotates, then point P will move up and down in a straight line. We discussed yesterday, if somehow I'll be able to prove that at time t, the projection of point P is P dash and the distance AP dash is always constant, then definitely I can say that the P is moving in a straight line. Correct? So now let us start. As the link OQ rotates, the point P moves in a straight line. That is what our objective is to prove. in all the positions, if you observe BQCP, this BQCP, it is a rhombus. So QP, this distance QP, right, always bisects the angle BQC. Okay, so line this PQ, this line always will bisect the angle BQC. Isn't it true or not? Correct? If it is true, then I can say in a simple words that angle BQP is equals to angle PQC. Correct? So I'm talking about this angle. So this angle will be equals to this angle. Fine. Next is in all the position in triangles AQC, AQ and C. So this upper triangle I'm talking about, upper triangle, and triangle AQB, this lower triangle. AQ is a common line, right? And if as AQ is a common line and AC is equals to AB, then the triangles are nothing but congruent in all the position, whatever position it takes. Isn't it true or not? Always this AQ will be a common line in both the triangles, correct? And also always AC will be equals to AB, correct? And QC will be equals to QB. That is also true. QC and QB we have already seen. QC is equals to QB, right? And AB is always equals to AC, and one line is common. So these triangles are congruent in all the positions. And if that is so, we can say that the angle AQC, I mean to say this angle, is equals to angle AQB, this angle, correct? So this angle is equals to this angle. Now I have two equations. Equation 1, which was saying that angle BQP is equals to angle PQC, and another equation stating that angle AQB and angle AQC, they are equal. So equation 1 and equation 2. Let us add these two equations 1 and 2 together. In that case, what I will have this equation. Fine, let me give it a name as equation number 3. What this equation is saying, that this angle plus BQP plus AQC, I mean this AQC, sorry, let me discard it. Yeah, so the angle BQP, this angle, plus angle AQC, this angle, the summation of this angle and this angle is equals to PQC, means angle, this angle, let me draw it by 2 lines, plus AQB, this angle. So I mean to say the summation of these two is equal to summation of these two, correct? Also we can see that the angle BQP, right, and angle AQC and angle BQP plus, I mean to say all these angles, if I add, how much it will be? Let me draw it with a different color to give an. So this equation is of course clear to you. This is clear to you. Now this equation BQP, I mean to say this angle, AQC, this angle, plus PQC, this angle, plus AQB, the summation of all will be what? Who will tell this? Garvit?
Sir, 180.
Not 180.
360.
The sum of all will be 360.
Yeah, 360, right? So this is because it's nothing but we are just moving from one point to another point in a circle. So it's like 360. Okay. So what we can say, that we can say the angle BQP plus angle AQC, those are equal, na, will be nothing was equal to 180, correct? Is it correct from equation 3 and this? Can I say this? Gyanendra,
Yes.
is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Who else? Oja? Ankit Oja?
Yes, sir. I
Is it?
agree. Yes,
Oh, you
sir.
agree? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay. Oh, who else is here? Richa?
Yes, sir.
Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Then if it is correct, we can go to next statement. Let me join from another device so that I can see your names. Yeah. Okay. Hence, A, Q, and P lies on a straight line. Isn't it true? This is statement from this. Who all are agree with this? Nikhil Upadhyay. How is it coming? Let me clean it and then ask you. You are seeing this statement, right?
So the angle is 180, right?
Right.
So it will be
So
on all will be on a straight line.
how? Okay. So which angle are equal? I mean BQP. This angle, correct? And
Yes, sir.
AQC. This angle. If the summation
Yes, sir.
of these two is 180, then is it true that always and also the summation of this and this are also 180, correct? And they are equal as well. So can I say that A, Q, and P will be in a straight line?
Yes, sir.
Is it true?
Yes, sir. It should be.
Okay, fine. Do you agree with this, Harsh?
Yes, sir, and also angles AQB and AQC are equal, and PQC and BQP are also equal. So the if we add those adjacent angles, they are supplementary. So it's 180.
No, no, BQP. Okay, fine. Yeah, that is true. Fine, because it's a bisector, na? Yeah, because QP is a bisector, angle bisector. Correct. So fine. If you agree with this, then I'll move to the next statement. If you have any doubt, please raise the hand till this statement. Okay, fine. All are agree with this. Then that means triangle AQQ. Okay, this is the triangle I'm talking about. Let me just draw it again. Angle AQQ in a different color. Yeah. So angle AQQ dash. This angle. Okay, this one. And triangle APP dash. APP dash means it is over here. A P P dash. These two triangles are similar. Why? Because angle PAP, this particular angle is common in both, correct? And the angle AQ, this angle is 90 degree and this angle is also 90 degree, correct? Then that means these two triangles are similar to each other, right? They are the similar triangles. If the triangles are similar, we know that we can apply this equation, which states that AQ divided by AP dash, I mean to say this one, AQ divided by AP dash will be equals to AQ dash divided by AP, correct? Just clean it and show you again. Yeah. So I am saying AQ divided by AP dash. Why AQ is divided by AP dash? Who will tell me this? It's conventional mathematics only. But
Corresponding sides are proportional.
Okay, good, Gyanandra. Fine. I was about to call some names. Fine, because this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so the corresponding to AQ, the line will be in this triangle APP dash, it will be AP dash. Okay. So AQ divided by AP dash will be equals to AQ dash divided by AP. Fine. If that is so, I'm just rewriting it. I can just rearrange these terms. I can write it like this: AQ dash into AP dash equals to AQ into AP, right? And then again I'm writing it this AQ. Just particularly look at this line AQ, है ना? I'm talking about AQ. This is AQ. Can I write AQ as AR minus RQ? R is this point. Of course I can write AQ is equals to nothing but AR minus RQ. Correct? In a very similar fashion, I can write AP as AR plus RP. Correct? From here to means AR plus RP. AR plus RP, and this is this. Also, RP will be equals to RQ, of course, because it's a rhombus. Correct? So I can replace any one of them in this equation. So I am replacing RP with RQ. Correct? Now we just further simplify it because it is nothing but A plus B into A minus B. So I can write it like this. Correct? Once it is like this, then of course I can rewrite it in this form, right? And then what you will see over here, that AP dash, this distance, I am more focused on this distance now. This distance, let me just draw it. Fine. This particular distance AP dash is equals to AC. AC is this length. Fine. CQ is this one. I can write CQ or QB or BP or BC, anyone, because they all are equal, right? Divided by AQ dash, and AQ dash is also a constant. Correct? This distance will remain constant, na? Yes or no? Because it depends on the length of OQ, where it is striking on this, and as OQ is fixed, definitely AQ dash will also be a fixed length. Then I can see that AP dash is a function of, AP dash is represented by AC, CQ, and AQ dash, and they are always fixed, always fixed. So this means that the projection of P and AQ dash is constant for all configuration. Hence, PP dash will be perpendicular to AO produced or move in a straight line. Then definitely this will always move in a straight line all the time. Fine. So this proves the peculiar mechanism. Okay. Now we'll see a video of the same. Correct. If you want, you can make it in SolidWorks in assembly and check that whether I'm correct or not. Okay. You know SolidWorks already. Although don't worry, that is a part of the course this time. So anyway, I'll give at least 1 or 2 lecture dedicated for CAD CAM, at least for CAD, not CAM. So I'm going to give you the lectures of SolidWorks, and you have to check all these mechanisms while doing the analysis through CAD. Fine. Now let us discuss about the heart mechanism. Okay. So first let me ask you, what is the degree of freedom of this particular linkage? Okay, let me just first explain it. In this linkage, what you are seeing here, AB is equals to CD. A and B, this line, I mean to say this one, is equals to CD, means this particular link. Okay, and AD is equals to BC. Fine. So AD is equals to BC. This is BC. So this is BC. They are equal. And OE is equals to OQ. OQ is this and OE is this. So let me draw once only. Correct? If this is satisfied and you are connecting your linkage in this way, then definitely the point P will move in a straight line. Okay. And what is point P? It is nothing but the point which is connecting Q, and P. I'll come to that. Where the point P is exactly. Okay. So first of all, you calculate all of you the degree of freedom of this linkage. Okay. All of you. Parth,
Yes, sir.
can you tell me what is the meaning of this?
Sir, it's a welded joint.
Very good. I mean to say it is not like it's a single link, है ना? A Q D. There are not two links. I can even make it like this also, like a triangle. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very good part. Okay then. You calculate. I'm just discarding so that a nice figure will pop up. All of you calculate quickly.
One.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like one. Who was this?
Vishwanathan.
Vishwanathan. Good. Okay. Yeah. Ritu, is he correct?
Yes, sir.
You still calculating?
Can calculate. Yes, I'm calculating. P2.
Calculate. Take your time. Calculate. Yeah. So all of you got it? Praveen, Raj.
Yes, sir. It is 1 only, sir. N is
One.
6 and P1 is 7, sir. So 3 into 5 minus 14 is 1, sir.
What is N? What is N?
6, sir.
6. Okay. Fine.
And P1
And
is
what
7.
is 7?
P1
6.
P1 is 7.
Okay. Is it correct? Let me ask. Wait a minute. Yeah. Priyanshu, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
What is N in your case?
N is 6 and P1 is 7.
Okay. Soham, is it correct?
Yes, sir. I got the same answer.
Okay. What is the order of link AQD?
Ternary link, sir.
Okay. Good. Fine then. It means you all know this. Fine. So now let us see where this point P is, which we are saying that moves in a straight line. Fine. So pin E and Q on the, first of all, let me just tell you, A, B, C, D, it is nothing but a trapezium, right? Also pin E, which is pin E, another color, yeah, this is pin E, pin Q are on the links AB, this is link AB, and Q is on the link AD, correct? And the point P on link CB, P is on link CB, this is your link CB, correct? This big one. They are in such a way that they follow this inequality. What this inequality says? It is saying AE divided by AB, this distance AE divided by this distance, complete distance AB, equals to AQ divided by AB, sorry, AD. Oh, it's a capital D, huh? AQ divided by AD is equals to CP divided by CB. If the location of point P is clear now, it is in the ratio like E is dividing the length AB and Q is dividing the length AD, correct? In a similar fashion, we can find out the point P, and this point will move in a straight line, correct? So now let us look at some triangles carefully. Triangle ABD. Where is triangle ABD? This is triangle A, B, and D. This triangle I am saying. This triangle. Huh? In this triangle, AE divided by AB is equals to AQ divided by AD. Correct? That means the line EQ will be parallel to line BD. Is it clear or not? Okay, let me just redraw a triangle so that it will be clear to you. I am saying there is a point A and there is a point B and there is a point D. They are making a triangle. There is a point located over here, which is we are calling as point E, correct? And there's a point located over here, which is point Q, correct? And it is saying that AE divided by AB is equals to AQ divided by AD. In that case, if I join E with Q, E will be parallel with BD. Snigdh, is it true or not?
Yes, sir.
True, right? Okay.
Yes.
In that case, I can see in a similar fashion in this triangle ABD, if E is dividing AB in a similar ratio like Q is dividing AD, then the line joining EQ will be definitely parallel to the line joining BD. Correct? So these two lines are parallel. There's no doubt about it. Fine. In a very similar fashion, in triangle ABC, in triangle, this triangle I'm talking now. Correct? This one. This one. Correct? ABC. What we are seeing here in that case, that the AE divided by AB is equals to CP divided by CB, correct? Then we can say that the line joining E to P will be parallel to line A and C. So this line will be parallel to this, correct? So I am looking in this upper triangle now, this one. So fine. And thus it will be parallel to what? As it's a trapezoidum, this line will be parallel to BD as well, correct? So I can say that the line BD will be parallel to AC and line AQ will be parallel to BD and AC, and line EP will be parallel to AC and BD. So what is the meaning of that? Can I say in that case the line connecting AQ will and the line connecting EP, they will be nothing but in a straight line, correct or not? Vedant,
Yes, sir.
is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why? You tell me why? Why EQ is EQ and P are in a straight line?
EQ and P.
That is what we are saying, na? EQP
Yes,
in
sir.
a straight line, and you
EQ
said that you have got it. So you explain it to us once again. Yeah, Vedant, go ahead. What? Thinking or sudden signal issues? Vedant.
Yes, I'm here.
So then tell me how EQP are in a straight line. You have got it, na? Sangesh,
Sir,
you explain how EQP are in a straight line. Just quickly once again.
sir, I didn't get that part, sir.
Huh?
I didn't get that part, sir.
Then you should ask Sangesh. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Rahul,
Yes, sir.
how EQP are in a straight line?
Sir, first the triangle ABD. In that triangle, if we see like E and Q, like
Yes.
AE is equal to yeah, this one is AQ. So using there is a theorem, I can't remember name, but it is said from that AE upon AB should be equal to AQ upon AD.
Yeah, that is true. That we have already seen.
Yes.
Very good. So yeah, I think let me just once again explain it. So in a simple word, in very simple words, let me explain to you. We have already seen that EQ is parallel to BD and AC. Look, BC is definitely BD is parallel to AC. Correct? All of you agree with that? Because it's a trapezium. Fine. We have just seen, if we look at this triangle ABD, this triangle ABD, okay, ABD, we have seen that AE divided by AB is equals to AQ divided by AD. In that case, EQ will be parallel to BD. Correct? So I can say EQ will be parallel to BD. And as BD is parallel to AC, then definitely I can say that BD will be parallel, the EQ will be parallel to AC also. So I can write this equation na, Vedant.
Yes, sir. Now got it.
Now you got, now listen again. Now let me go to another triangle, which is ABC, the upper triangle, this one. I'm talking about this triangle ACB, this triangle. In this triangle, AE divided by AB is equals to CP divided by CB. Then I can say the line connecting E to P will be parallel to AC. So I am saying now, where should I write? EP is parallel to AC, correct or not? And as AC is already we have seen is parallel to BD, I can say it is parallel to BD. Correct? Now this is another equation. Now you tell me, Sangesh. Sangesh,
Sir.
if there are 3 points E, Q and P, okay, and the line EQ is parallel to some line and line EP is also parallel to that line, that means, isn't it mean that EQP are in a straight line?
Yes, sir. It is a straight line. It will be in straight line.
Correct, no? So that is what
Yes,
I was
sir.
asking. Richa, is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. So therefore, EQP in a straight line. Fine, we'll see next. Okay. Now let us look at the triangle, similar triangles basically. AEQ, A, E and Q, this one. A, E, Q, this triangle, okay? And triangle ABD. This is A, B and D. They are the similar triangles. Of course, there is no need to even prove it, right? There is a common angle and there is a common line as well, right? Then definitely they are following this this equation, that is EQ divided by BD, that means this line BD will be equals to AE divided by AB. Correct? Correct or not? So the corresponding lines we have to take, right, in the similar fashion over here as well. The line EQ divided by BD, this line in this triangle and this line in another triangle, correct, will be equals to AE, this line in this triangle, divided by the corresponding line in another triangle, that is AB. Correct? So EQ divided by BD will be equals to AE divided by AB. Fine. From here I can write EQ equals to BD into AE by AB. Now in a very similar fashion, let us look into the just clean it first. Now very similar fashion, look at BEP and BAC. What is BEP? This is B, correct? This is E, correct? This is E over here. This is E, and this is P. So I'm talking about BEP, this triangle. Let me just draw it with some other color. Okay, so I'm talking about B, E, and P. This triangle I'm talking about. Correct? And the triangle BAC. Fine. That is upper triangle. Let me draw it with some other color. B, A, and C. They both are similar. And of course they are. If they are similar, then I can apply this equation, that is saying the line EP and the corresponding line here AC, right? EP divided by AC, this line divided by this line will be equals to the length BE, that is this particular length in this triangle, the blue triangle, that is BE, divided by AB up to this in this triangle. Correct? So BE divided by AB. And hence from here I can find out EP again. So what I have got? I have got EQ and EP. Fine. Now let us come back to one more similar triangle, and that will be the last. That is EQQ dash and EP dash P. Okay, that is this triangle. EQQ dash and triangle EP dash P. They both are also similar triangles. Here I can see in a similar fashion the ratio of the corresponding edges, like EQ divided by EP dash. This is 90-degree angle. It's very similar case which we have seen earlier, na? Very similar. They both are 90-degree angles. So the corresponding edge EQ divided by EP dash will be equals to EQ dash divided by EP, right? This is the equation. Correct? EQ divided by EP dash equals to EQ dash, this distance, EQ dash divided by EP, this distance. Correct? Fine then. Almost done. What we can do now? We can multiply EP dash into EQ dash from here, right? Just multiplying, cross multiplication. So EP dash into EQ dash, it will be equals to EQ into EP. EQ and EP we already have in the terms of the fixed lengths, right? That is BD into AE divided by AB into AC into BE into AB. Fine. AE will be always fixed. I have no worry. AB will be also fixed. No worry. BE is also going to be fixed all the time, and AB, like I said, will be already fixed. What is BD? BD, I need to see whether I can represent BD in terms of some other variables, so that I can state that the distance is going to be, the EP dash is going to be fixed all the time. EQ dash is fixed. So all the red color entity what you are seeing in this equation are fixed in length. The black color entity, I don't know. I need to further break them in terms of the fixed entities if I really want to prove that EP dash is always constant. So this BD and AC is something I need to see further. Fine. So this is a multiplication, right? BD into AC. So let us just look into BD into AC. What I can say, that I can write BD as the summation of BF up to this point plus FD, correct? So I'm just dividing BD as summation of BF plus FD. And in very similar fashion, I can write AC as BF, which is this distance, minus FD. Yes or no? Because it's opposite, na? So minus FD. So that will be the distance AC, correct? I mean BF minus FD. Correct or not? Sangesh?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
This equation clear or not? Clear,
Yes,
na?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shyam Sundar?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to see whether you are sleeping or listening to me. Romit Tiwari?
Yes, sir. AC perpendicular, then AC will be equal to BF, and BF minus FD,
AC?
and
How come AC equals to BF?
BF minus FD, sir. BF minus FD,
Very
and
good, Romit. Yeah.
it will.
Simple,
and
right?
BT will be equal to, yes, sir.
Good, good, very good. No, I can see you are listening. Fine. So that definitely I can write a rule A plus B into A minus B like this, of course, and then I can later on simplify it further in this way, because how can I write BF square na? This is BF square. Where is it? BF square. This is BC square. It is what? It is a right angle triangle na? So in that case, I can write BF square equals to, or in other word, I can say BC square equals to CF square plus FB square. So that Pythagoras theorem I'm applying, it's further simplified to this equation. Correct. Now I am replacing BD and AC, which is this BD and AC, in terms of BC and CD, right? BC, this is BC and CD, and they both are, these links and these links are of fixed length. So I am converting them to in red color. Correct. Now I can say EP dash is equals to AE into BE divided by AB square by EQ dash into BC square minus CD square. Correct. Who will tell me? Maybe Sai Shreyas. Shreyas.
Yes, sir.
Do you think all the terms on the right side are constant? Look carefully.
Yes.
Yeah. All of you look carefully.
Yes, I guess. BC square minus
A is constant, B is constant.
yes, sir. They should be constant.
A is constant, B is constant, AB square is constant, of course, right? EQ dash is also constant because it depends on this link, right?
Yes, sir.
Link length OQ, then of course EQ dash is constant. Then BC square is this link, it is constant. CD square is constant. Fine. So I can see that all are constant. That means EP dash, this distance EP dash is going to be constant. That means the projection of point P on the bottom line will be definitely always constant. That means P will always move in a straight line. Correct? Garvit, any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Then look at the video. And it is not perpendicular, it is perpendicular to base. Here the base is slanted. Please note that. Don't just please look carefully. Here it was moving in a straight line because your ground was horizontal. That is why this angle is 90 degree. Here the ground is like this. Let me draw the ground, then it will be easy for you to visualize it. This is your ground and this line is definitely perpendicular to it. Correct? Now let us observe. Correct? Okay. So I hope it is clear to you, right? Any doubts? Okay. Then let us look at the another straight line mechanism, which is called as Scott-Russell mechanism. Okay. Scott-Russell mechanism states that if the link, what you are seeing over here, it's a very simple one. First of all, get the degree of freedom of it quickly, all of you. Degree of freedom of it. I'm not going to tell how many links and there. You just look at the diagram and tell me the degree of freedom. Okay, Parth, what is the degree of freedom?
Sir, it's 2.
2. Okay. Praveen Raj.
Sir, I think it is 1, sir. N is 4, P1 is 4.
There is a mistake over here. I'm sorry about that. Now you calculate. Parth, please do it again. I'm sorry. This was not that. Now you calculate. Done. Kunal Garg?
Yes, sir.
What is the degree of freedom?
Sir, 1, sir.
How many links are there?
Sir, 4.
How many joints?
4, sir.
Good. It is nothing but a slider crank mechanism. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Harsh, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now in that case also P moves in a straight line if it follows this equality. What is that? If the length OQ, where the point hinge point is connected with this link PS, that is the point position of Q. OQ is equals to QP is equals to QS. I mean to say this length is equals to this length and it equals to this length. If that is happening, then definitely P will move in a straight line. Okay. Now if I move this slider back and forth, then this will be in a straight line all the time. This is called as Scott-Russell mechanism. It can be seen like, definitely its proof is a bit difficult. So you can just observe it. The circle can be drawn passing through point O, P and S if it is drawn by keeping the center here and the radius QP or the diameter PS, I mean. Correct? Then the circle will pass through all the points. All the points means all 3 points, Q, S and P. Correct? Therefore, I can say that the angle POS, if I draw this perpendicular from here, the angle P, that will always fall on this point. Correct? Always. That means the angle POS will be always 90 degree because it's in a circle as well, right? And from the diameter you are dropping a you are connecting, you know that, right? This theorem simple, na? It's a diameter and you connect it on the periphery. This angle will be how much? Nikhil Kumar, how much this
90.
angle will be? Okay. So this is true for all the position, and if possible, and it's possible if P moves in a straight line perpendicular to OS at O. Fine. How does it look like? Correct? This is called as Scott-Russell mechanism. Now, till now, what you have seen is called as exact straight line mechanisms. All were exact straight line mechanism. There was no doubt about it. Correct? But like yesterday, Harsh was asking, can we design your own? It is limited. You can come up, of course, but exact straight line mechanisms are really difficult to obtain. That is why approximate straight line mechanisms came into picture. They do not really draw exact line on a point, but approximately the locus of a point is in a straight line, which sometimes satisfies our need because we really do not need exact straight line in some cases. So now we shall discuss about approximate straight lines, approximate straight line mechanisms. What we have seen till now was exact straight line mechanisms. Okay, the first one is modified Scott-Russell mechanism. Okay, now it's very similar. Let us read it. The point P moves in an approximate straight line. This point P moves in approximate straight line if the following condition is followed. That means QS is mean proportional between OQ and QP. Okay, I mean to say, I can write it like this: QS square equals to, or QS equals to root over OQ into QP. Okay, so if this rule is followed, then definitely Q will move in approximately a straight line. You may try it by drawing it in the solid box. The approximate straight line motion of P is valid only for a very small motion of theta. A mathematical proof is not very simple. You may try, and if you come up with the solution with the proof, then of course you can share it with me. However, by drawing the mechanism in numbers, you can possibly see it, whether we are saying true or not. That part we'll see when we discuss about the synthesis or graphical analysis of the mechanisms. Position analysis of the mechanisms, basically. Okay, we will discuss that. This P moves in a straight line approximately. By moving the mechanism at different locations, approximately we will be able to see that. We'll do that later on. But currently, you just remember that with this inequality, if it follows, P moves in a approximately straight line. And if you can prove it mathematically, it will be great. Now, there is something called as Grashofer mechanism. As we are really talking about what do you say, approximate a straight line, then why don't we approximate our slider also? Correct or not? Exactly, I can represent this slider with a 4-bar with a link like this, but of a very large length. Like I said already, if you assume that there's a link attached with the center of Earth, then definitely it will look like sliding in a straight line. But yes, if this link is very large, quite large, then of course still this will move in a approximate, as I already mentioned over here. Please note this line, that it is valid, P is valid only if a very small angle of theta. So this theta is not much. If this theta is really not much, why don't I have a linkage like this? Again, this will be also a small motion, right? As theta is small, let me call this also theta 1. This will be also small. And for the small motion of theta 1, of course, this will move in approximately a straight line. Correct? This portion have a very flat curvature. Correct? Correct? In that sense, this mechanism is called as Grashof mechanism. Okay, so what Grashof basically did is somebody has modified the Scott-Russell mechanism. He has just modified the slider of it by replacing it with a simple link, binary link with a rotary joint. He has just eliminated the prismatic joint over here. Correct? How does it look like? You see that? It looks like a straight line, but definitely it is an approximate straight line. Correct?
Sir, which is the angle theta here?
This is theta. That theta you were talking about, this one, this theta was the crank angle, a small motion of this theta. This theta 1 was this motion. This is theta 1. This is theta 1. You see that how small it is? Because then only it will represent almost a slider, right? You see that? This point also moves in approximate straight line, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Then only I am able to get it. Because this point is basically representing a slider over here, correct? Approximate slider. Okay, so this was the one approximate mechanism. Okay, what other approximate mechanism we shall look at in the coming lecture? I think we are not able to finish it today. Very few mechanisms are remaining now, not many. Very few. So we'll cover that in the coming lecture.